I will say this: there is definitely a lot more in the works at Canik.
Well, since you and I are like you and I, as in like us, Classic and Canik are very good friends. Could Canik reveal anything here, even if it's a little bit, that Canik hasn't revealed anywhere else? Give us that.
Okay. Yeah. So
there we go. I know I put you on the spot, but hey, we're friends here.
So yeah, and it's just between us.
Welcome back to CF Podcast, guys. Kaya here with Jason.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
And we've got Adam Ruonala from Canik and Sentry. Adam?
How's it going, brother?
Dude, going great. Really glad to have you here. I know, obviously, you're a friend of Classic Firearms, you know, part of CF Podcast, obviously. But it's been a while since you've done a podcast here.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it. I think I did the OG, the original.
The very first one that is actually on Classic Firearms, not a CF podcast. Definitely check that out, guys, with Larry Vickers. I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, so we've done a lot of videos. Obviously, you're with Canik, Sentry and Canik, but we've done more stuff with Canik than Sentry with you. And Canik is this booming new brand in the United States. You guys are killing it out there. And I want people to get more personable with you. Because, you know, we do videos, we talk about the guns, and that's it, right? But I want people to get to know who you are. Who's Adam Ruonala? What is Canik? What is Sentry? Go ahead, man. I know some people know you, but some don't. Go and tell us.
So, yeah, I enjoy long walks on the beach. Looking for somebody, you know, somewhere between.
Tall, dark, handsome, too, or no?
Relax.
Okay.
This is my turn to tell you what I'm interested in. Don't force your values.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested, too.
But, yeah, so I am the Vice President of Business Development and Marketing for Century Arms and Canik USA. Century, obviously, has been around for 60-plus years. Had a large focus on surplus and importation of product. Really has worked into developing some products in the United States as well. And in 2012, they found this Turkish pistol manufacturer, had a conversation at SHOT Show about bringing in their pistol. Started bringing in what was, some would say, a recreation of some other people's pistols, kind of, the clone kind of thing. It's a dirty word,
inspired.
But right, exactly. But initially we're doing that, and it was a price point pistol, and they said, hey, people said the gun shoots well, but the trigger kind of sucks, ironically. And so the team from Canik took it back and took that personally and started working to create what is now Canik. And one of the things that it's most known for, of course, is the trigger, the out-of-the-box trigger. And, yeah, so you've got 12 years later. Canik is now one of the largest imported pistol brands in the country. Yeah. And they are almost to completion of their factory in West Palm Beach, a new 170,000 square foot facility in the United States, which will not only up capacity, but also enable them to now dive into some other areas like defense contracts for the United States. Right. Because not only do we do small arms in terms of pistols, Canik is also the world's leading manufacturer now in terms of volume for 50 cal machine guns and 20 and 30 millimeter cannons, as well as robotic integration systems to house, mount, and operate these systems worldwide.
Dude, Canik. I mean, okay, so a lot of people watching this, they just think Canik is this pistol company, right? And your pistols are absolutely known for their triggers. I knew nothing about Canik about 3 years ago. In fact, to be frank, I knew nothing about any Turkish pistols. I was just used to your good old Glocks. I knew nothing, seriously. Although, folks know me. I was born and raised in Turkey. Right after high school, I immigrated to the United States, and I've been here for 20 years. I didn't know anything about Turkish guns. Yeah. I've had Glocks, Smiths, and Springfields and stuff like that, but I never knew anything about them. Then I heard about Canik, and the first thing I heard people talk about was like, dude, those triggers. They have the best triggers. They have the best triggers. I was like, I got to try these things. And then I grabbed an SFX Rival. That's the first Canik I actually.
That's a heck of a start, right?
Yeah. I just grabbed that one, but I didn't shoot it. It was in a non-range area, right? Just to feel it. I was like, oh my God, like, can you get better than this? I didn't think you could. Like, still to this day, I don't think you can. Like, it's an amazing, incredible trigger. And then I got the pleasure to shoot maybe a couple of mags through a Elite Combat, right? Just a good old, defensive gun, right? And I was like, man, okay, these things shoot pretty good. I mean, it feels good in the hand. And then I wanted to explore more, obviously, get to know more. And Canik's, you guys dominated the whole, in my opinion, the whole U.S. marketplace when it comes to pistols. Because, yes, there are other brands out there. They just do a lot of good things. But Caniks climb.
Right.
Is there anything out there that climb faster? Or the arc steeper?
You know, I tell you, I always got to be careful when I throw out numbers.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the market share that we've taken is something that feels good to be a part of, and we're still climbing. You know, right now our success and our ability to take market share really is been based on manufacturing capability. Like, we can't make any more right now, which is a heck of a problem. And that's kind of what's going to happen when we have this West Palm Beach facility. Is it'll ramp up and hopefully continue to drive the Canik legacy and legend into the next stage.
Yeah, you guys will be probably making additions onto that facility in probably a 2-year time. I can already see that.
Oh, I you know, from your lips to God's ears kind of thing like that, right? Yeah.
Dude, and so speaking of Canik's success, and I really do want to talk about a little bit of Canik, if that's okay. You know, it takes a team, and it takes everybody, right? Everybody putting their forces together. How did it happen? Okay, 2012, you guys met at SHOT Show. Because people love stories. I love a story. A company that was nothing and now it's just killing it out there. There's a success story there, and people love a success story. So, okay, let's go back to 2012. SHOT Show, you guys met up. Century went to Canik. Hey, let's do this.
And actually, Canik came to Century. Canik walked into the booth and said, we want to work with you.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And you guys obviously partnered up, and now you guys brought it here. How did this happen? Because you can have an amazing product if you can't market it right. Then you can't really. If people don't know if something exists, then it's just not there, right?
Yeah.
You got to. So a lot of factors involved. Tell us, how did this happen, man? How did this success happen in 2024?
So obviously 2012 was, just like I said, was more of, you know, them just trying to get really into the market and trying to make a pistol. Then came, I believe it was like 2015, 2016, the TP9 SFX came. And that was really the first gun that was a little bit more revolutionary for Canik. It was something that was that unique long slide, that tungsten slide on that black frame, the actual Canik trigger really rocking, was one of those ones that was just a unique gun. It shot different, it felt different, it had its own feel, its own look. That was like the first thing that people were like, man, this is cool. And that's where the cult following began to start. And then, but even with that, it was still, you know, a couple hundred a month. You know, it wasn't this massive takeoff. In 2019, I came from another I don't mind saying it. I was obviously with Palmetto State Armory for many years, and that was an awesome experience. And those guys are amazing to work with in terms of as a manufacturer. But I came to Century, and one of the biggest reasons I came over there was Canik. And it was just like you said, I tried. I'd never really heard of it until about 2018. I tried one of the triggers, and I was like, this gun is awesome. Like, especially and it costs how much? Yeah. And it comes with what, you know? And that was the goal. I said, we're going to put Canik in people's hands. I kind of I wanted a taste test. You know, that was the thing. Like you said, most of the people that finally get a chance to have a Canik or to try on a Canik are dry firing it. You know, that's the first time. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. I want to break guns. I want to break guns because they've been dry fired so many times. You know, like, let's actually put these in people's hands and let them feel the break, let them feel the reset, and realize this is a straight from the factory trigger and out of the box. And that was it. And, you know, they'd brought in some really good people from the outside. So they had me, we had a really strong sales team. They had Nils Jonassen, who had come in as our competitive shooter, who was really starting to come into his own in like 2019, had won some national championships. And more importantly than just his prowess on the range is his ability to communicate that to engineers and things like that, the things that actually truly benefited him. And the people that spend that much time on a gun, for them to be able to communicate really what makes a difference is invaluable. You know, and so we would go to Turkey and we would sit down, and the engineers, and at that point there was still a major language barrier for a lot of us, but we would sit there and through a translator, or an interpreter, we would go back and forth and talk about things. And, there's a lot that's said about like Turkish manufacturers in terms of like the shotguns and things like that. But I'll tell you what, there's some companies over there, and Canik is one of them, that their speed to market, their engineering, and their passion. Like Turkish pride is a real thing. It really is,
I've never seen anything like it, quite honestly. And I'm not saying this because I'm from Turkey. Pride. The worst thing you can do to a Turkish person is like try to put them down as a nation.
Yeah.
They will come back at you very strong.
And their work ethic.
Of course, yeah.
Like there's a couple different lines of products over there. There's going to be the price point cheap shotgun that's just made quickly and to get out there, and then there's like what they've done with Canik, like the level of intricacy, the level of detail is unbelievable in terms of everything from a recoil spring to the barrel composite. Like, it's just unbelievable.
Your QC is so good. I said it to you a while back. I was just in Germany with you guys talking to Ismail Genjai. We were just chatting. I was just telling them too, your QC among every other Turkish manufacturer, doesn't matter how big. Yeah. Everybody knows these manufacturers. Your QC is the best I've seen.
Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable. And it goes back to the pride, and that is, in my opinion, what is the competitive advantage. I'll never forget the first time I was there. They showed me a concept for the TP9 Elite SC, which was our subcompact that we came out with in, I think, 2020. And I'm looking at it and I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is awesome." I said, "I really wish like the beaver tail, like, or there wasn't, or like on the grip rise, and I wish there was like a double undercut trigger and we do these kind of things." And guys in the corner taking notes.
Start taking notes, yeah.
And I hand them back the gun, and they go running out of the room. And I was like, who was that guy? He said, "That's the head of engineering." I was like, the head of engineering was standing in the corner taking notes and ran out of the room. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. 6, 7 o'clock at night, we're finishing up the day. And he comes back in and he hands me a gun.
Wow.
And it's everything I've asked for has been done. And I'm a functional gun. And I'm like, this would take 6 months to a year in the United States.
Right.
And they did it in a day.
Wow, look at that. That's what we call performance on demand, man.
Yeah.
So a little prototype right in your hand.
Yeah.
Right
And so he's like, "You want to shoot it?" And so we went and did that. And it was just unbelievable. And that's kind of where it has is Canik listens. They listen to, their coworkers that have ideas. They listen to the customer when they have ideas. That's one of the things. We have an entire team that literally is scouring the internet. We read forums. We read the discussion boards. And, man, my Canik is great. I wish this.
That's right.
Then you know what? We see the feasibility of that. And that's one of the things I think is we're big enough that we can afford to do these things and make the moves, but we're small enough that we're still agile. And I think that's the big thing is it's really hard sometimes to turn a big ship. But
you have also, I got to say this, Adam. I mean, you're one of them. Obviously, there's other people in the team. You also have, what I notice at Canik is you have the right people in the right positions.
Right.
So that goes a long way because you can listen all day long. Who are you listening to? Does that see what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
Yeah. So you have the right people in the right positions telling the right things to the right people to flex on the freaking product. I've seen it. I'm telling you, I see it myself.
I've got butterflies.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just being honest here.
No, and I appreciate it. Yeah. We have a great team that is passionate about what we do. I mean, it makes it easy to get up and go to work and be proud of something when you know it's quality.
Right.
And that's the thing. It's we could talk about marketing did this and sales. The secret is this: when you got a really good product, it makes it really easy to sell it and really easy to market it. Like nobody's going out there going, "God, I hate doing marketing for Ferrari." It's Ferrari. Like it's an iconic thing that everybody wants. That everybody has a certain level of expectation in terms of performance. That's where Canik is in terms of our expectations, and we want to continue to deliver on that. But we got to keep stepping it up, and that's kind of what we're doing now. Is kind of trying to constantly one-up what we did the last time and do it frequently so that it's still on people's minds.
Which is brings us to TTI Combat.
Yeah. The Canik TTI Combat.
How did that start? How did that happen, man? Tell us about it.
Really, I mean, obviously everybody, whether you know him or don't know him, everybody's seen the video of Keanu Reeves just smoking down this range, and then everybody else from, the Punisher to Will Smith to everybody, just
everyone.
like cool.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison, yeah, I mean, just crazy, like crazy people that are working these guns on this crazy little range. And obviously, all of that just ties back to Mr. Taran Butler of TTI, Taran Tactical Innovations, and the whole team over there is just so impressive. I mean, you guys have been out there shooting with him. We were talking about it before the podcast in regards to just the level of skill that he can impart on people from novice to expert. And Taran, his story is pretty interesting. That range, I don't know if he's ever told you, I don't know if he'll kill me for saying this. It used to be an airsoft field.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I know
he owned
bought it a long time ago.
Yeah, they've had it for a long, but it was an airsoft, like a airsoft battlefield. And like a lot of the guys that are on his team, Micah, JR, Matt, all those guys, they used to go out there and shoot the airsoft range with him and became friends with them. And Taran, they didn't even know Taran was a competitive shooter. And for those of you that don't, Taran was literally one of the best competitive shooters in the world for many, many years. Dare say he probably still is.
Still 9-time grand champion, grandmaster, which there's no other person, as far as I know, that Taran told me this most recently. I think the close one is somebody's 8-time grandmaster. Taran is the only person in the world that's a 9-time grandmaster.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah.
And I mean, you watch him shoot now, and it's still evident. But he was competing, and and that was mid late 90s, things like that. It wasn't the fanfare it is now. It didn't have social media, wasn't nearly as big, things like that. So it was something he did really out of a passion. He had some sponsors, but it wasn't a crazy lifestyle he was living. Well, ended up turning in the facility he had turned it into a range, and being that Simi Valley is only 45 minutes from LA, he started doing some training, and all of a sudden he got this call, and hey, Keanu Reeves wants to come out and do some training. Yeah, and the next thing you know, it's going viral, and this is this little movie series called John Wick.
That's when I saw him too.
Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't.
I know, right? Maybe you've heard of it. But that's when I saw, like, I didn't know anything about Taran Tactical or Taran Butler. I just saw Keanu Reeves just, like, destroying, like, running those guns like insane. I was like, holy crap. And then I learned that Taran Butler, there's this guy named Taran Butler training him.
Yeah.
So
I did the Sebastian Gorka show with Taran the other day, and Sebastian called it, he said, what do you do, like sprinkle fairy dust on these people? Because he's like, this person that's literally, you can see at the beginning they're holding the gun like it's a foreign object, and then 4 hours later, they're transitioning from a pistol, racking it on the heel of their foot and transitioning it, doing a tuck and roll, and it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's so impressive what he done, and for me, what I think is even more impressive, how well he is at having an eye for it. So not only does he teach them how to shoot, but he teaches them how to shoot and look cool, which translates to
that is so important
to the movies.
Like, you can't just, like, you can be an amazing shot, but if you don't look good doing it, you have to, for movies, for videos, you have to look good.
And I think it's important too for to look good, but to be done right. I being in this industry and just being such an avid supporter and passionate about the Second Amendment and guns in general, one of my biggest pet peeves is inconsistencies with guns in movies. I hate seeing, like, when we could talk about the Navy picture and stuff like that too. God. We got to, but like, somebody comes up and they're running an AR with no sights on it. I was watching that, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the new one
with Donald Glover.
Yeah, with Donald Glover.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, in the very first episode, there is like the two spies that there's a hit on them. Mm-hmm. They come out of the house and she's running an AR with no sights on it, and it's like up, and she's like not even lining up the barrel. She's shooting like this with no sights, and hitting people at 250 yards. And I'm like,
who's consulting these people?
That's what I'm saying. So that kind of thing is ridiculous. I think it's bad for our industry. It's a bad look. It teaches unsafe practices. So when you have somebody like Taran Butler coming in and consulting on it, and he's so meticulous in everything, which we can talk about with the actual gun, but that adds a level of consistency, a level of respect to what we do. Right. And I think that's really important.
He is a perfectionist. Jason, how much do you know about Taran Butler?
So I remember Taran before the whole John Wick thing. Obviously, you know, his accolades precede him, right? Like, he's always been that way. And I remember him, first of all, my first introduction was like the shotguns and stuff like that for like 2-gun, 3-gun. And then, you know, you see him on the range and he's shooting from the hip and he's got all these cool things. And he's a very soft-spoken dude, like what I've seen.
No,
I don't know the man personally. You know, when you guys went there, that was before my time at Classic. So, you know, that's my whole perception. And first of all, the range is, you know, like your word, iconic. I mean, everybody knows it. It would be something really cool to check out. But, like, everybody knew he puts his own finishing touches on firearms and stuff like that. I know one thing, the stipple job or the silicon carbide job is like one of the things that's synonymous with that. Yeah. So that's one thing I love. I mean,
have you heard? You know how he does the stipple? It's the craziest thing. You've been to the facility, right?
Yeah, I've been.
I was blown away the first time I went there. I walk in and it's literally just like the stippling room, and there's like 6 people in there that he's trained personally, and they're just sitting there with him.
It's insane.
Just they're hand doing every one of them, and that's why I mean I think the wait list for him to Gucci out your gun is like 2 years.
Wow.
No, that is true. Like literally, that's
you send them their gun. You send him your gun. You pay in advance and wait 2 years, and people are like, "Yep, I'm in."
Wow.
He is. First of all, and Adam, you know him very well too. He's a personal friend of mine too. Extremely generous. What a generous man. He's a good dude. Like he's. When he talked to him, he may come across maybe a little awkward, but he's not. Like, actually, he's a very funny, very personable guy.
He's quick.
He's quick, exactly. He's just quiet a little bit, but you just got to get to know the guy, okay? When I first met him, I chatted with him a little bit. He was a little quiet. I didn't know, like, what to say, what he was thinking. Then I got to know him a little bit. I was like, oh, my God, this dude is awesome. He's a lot of fun. He's very funny.
Yeah, he is.
He's very funny, especially.
That's what I mean by quick. Like his little stingers, his little one-liners. You're like, okay, that was
his
funny.
little Arnold impression too.
Oh, Jesus.
Holy crap!
No,
like,
no.
He does all of those.
He did that in the middle of the SHOT Show, and I was like, okay. Taran, go back to shooting. Yeah.
You should just not quit your day job.
Yeah.
But no, he's a perfectionist. So he told me, I was talking to him about Canik TTI Combat, and we talked about some of the other combat masters he has, like the Pit Viper or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, I work on a gun like TTI Combat, and you could speak on this obviously better than me, but he said I worked on it like over a year, at least a year. He said, he said, I want to make sure it is so perfect. When I try to pick it apart, and I try my very best to just nitpick it, and I can't find anything.
Right.
That's when I'm ready. He's crazy, man. He's like insanely perfectionist. So if Taran Butler grabbed that Canik TTI Combat and says, yes, guys, this gun is ready, that's it. You don't have to read a review.
Yeah.
I sincerely mean this.
Yeah.
You don't have to read a review. Just buy that thing.
I mean, and it's crazy, like the level of detail that he went through. This gun could have been done 7 months ago. But he was like, he'd get it back, and he'd go, okay, yeah, you nailed this, but now I see this, and this. Like, stop, please, God. Yeah. But that was the thing. If he's going to have his name on it, and this is the first time he's done something in mass production, so if we're going to do this, let's do it right the first time.
All right. Agreed. He nailed it, dude. Like, listen, and I want to talk about that real quick. The price point. You guys kept it under $1,000.
Yeah.
Could Taran do more to that gun? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course he could do more to that gun. He could just do a bunch of different stippling this. He could do a bunch of different things to make it be a $2,500 gun.
Yep.
Okay? But to keep a gun that is so well balanced with his name on it and still get out there, obviously, win competitions and keep it under $1,000, I think I said it then too, because some people thought I was criticizing the gun. I was like, no. Like, I have a $2,500 or a $7,000 Pit Viper. The guy just spent so much time on it. He stippled this, he did this, all that stuff. Like, yeah, you could do more to this gun, but then the gun's going to cost more.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. To keep it under $1,000, this is what he did, and this thing's a freaking
And the
winner.
question is, how do we even do all that and keep it under $1,000? Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
why don't you tell us about that? How did you do that? I sincerely mean, like, I'm curious. How the heck did you guys keep that under $1,000?
So yeah, and that was a big thing with him. He was actually a little bit worried, in terms of perception of the brand. You know, he was like, listen, I've never come out with anything like this. And he and I went back and forth on the pricing of this, because the Canik model is the value. You know, that's part of what we are known for. And, I mean, even this is right on par in terms of cost with the Rival S, which are our two most expensive guns we've ever had. And people were shocked to see $1,000, you know, or right at $1,000 Canik. But the value with it was there. So we literally had to figure out the best ways to machine things, to do things in mass volume in order to... Did you just headbutt the microphone?
I didn't mean to.
He just started putting his mouth and then he just...
I did.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. well, this is where it goes. Yeah, but we need the laugh button again. Yeah,
I know. I was literally looking at it to see if I could just press on it. Let me see. Is this it? Dude.
Yeah, that's good.
I feel like this is your new favorite thing in this. That's awesome.
That's it? Do I turn it off?
No, it'll go off.
Kai, don't break my soundboard.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch buttons. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, just sit there and look pretty. But yeah, so we had to really invest in new machinery and new projects that would enable us to be able to do some of these new additions to Canik that we'd never done before, in order to bring it at this price point. So there was a lot of faith in this project from ownership of Canik too, to say, all right, we're going to invest in this. Before we sold a single gun, we're going to put some serious money behind this because we believe in this project and we believe what Canik's trying to do. And like an example of that is like the compensator and the ported barrel. There's, this is the first Canik with a ported barrel. This is the first Canik with a compensator. It's a proprietary compensator, so we couldn't outsource it. Yeah. Those things right there alone add significant cost, significant machine time, but even more
R&D too.
Yeah, but even more importantly, significant value. And that was it. So they said, all right, look, we're going to invest in this, and we're going to do it the right way. And then Taran was like, man, I love Caniks. They're great. But I wish the frame did this. I wish it had different grip texture. I wish that, and those aren't things that you can just change. Those are new molds. Those are new designs. Right. So all of that, now you're investing in a new mold. You're investing in these kind of, and it paid off. It paid off already. It by the time I'm sure this podcast comes out, it'll people will be able to get their hands on them. Yeah. April 22nd, that comes live. But it's just been, just from the initial reviews, you guys, it's gotten out there. Taran's, like you said, that's the ultimate review. If he approves it, we're good. That's it. And he loves it. This gun is definitely bringing the bang for $1,000, for $949.
I agree.
And that's it. Yeah. And he's already chomping at the bit to do some more big things, and I'm sure we will. And there may be one that's more expensive.
Are you going to reveal anything?
There's nothing really to reveal right now. I would love to give you, but I mean, I don't mind saying this. He's had conversations. He wants to do a metal frame gun. He wants to do a concealed carry gun.
Rival S.
I mean, let's be honest.
I'm just prying.
If it was a metal frame gun, knowing Taran, it would probably have some throwbacks to that. Yeah. But let's be honest, it's Taran. Yeah. It's not gonna be, by the time he's done with it, it's not gonna be a Rival S.
It's gonna be something different.
Exactly. So, but that's gonna take time. So we're focused right now on making sure we can make these as many as we possibly can to get out there, which is a question people have. Mm-hmm. Are these going to be available? The answer is yes. And make them fast, but make them right. So the level of quality, like you said, RQC, for two reasons. One, Canik has that level of expectation, but now we've got this perfectionist with a hawk eye watching us, every one, because his name's on it too. Right. And people, he understands. There's a portion in the contract that basically says if at any given point we're not producing it at the level of quality that he expects, the contract's over.
I agree with him.
As it should be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We hold people, if our brand's on something, we want it to be right, and vice versa. So that's how it should be. So every one of these is hand inspected. Every one of these is going to be the same level of consistency as the one that Taran reviewed and gave his green light to.
Okay. So Canik has, like you said, traversed all of these things in such a short amount of time. You've got great striker-fired guns. You've got concealed carry options. You've got steel frame options. You've got now the TTI Combat. I feel like there's only one thing that's missing now.
Are you gonna go to rifle?
No.
Are you going to go to different calibers?
No. I'm talking about an all-steel gun that could possibly rival the 2011 phase.
Oh, like a 1911, 2011 type.
Okay, now the only reason why I say that is because you guys rave about this trigger, and I can attest to that. The one that we shot when we did the video, the Canik vs. SIG.
They are different
The
kind of triggers.
black one, the one with the...
Yeah, that's the freaking same trigger as the...
that thing is amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it would be wise to go down that rabbit hole.
I agree. The 2011 platform.
The 2011 platform, a Canik, an all-steel gun, to just
something like really high end.
take it over the mark. And I know we talk about excellent value for money, or however you want to put it. I'm not looking for that when I come to that aspect. I'm looking for this world famous trigger.
Right.
I'm looking for these cuts. I'm looking for this optic cut. I'm looking for all of these nuances that make this this grand finale type deal.
I agree with you. 2011 platform. But I want to say this, and maybe see if you agree or not. I would love to see a nice, awesome, high-end 2011 from Canik. Right? Canik would kill it.
Yeah.
But what I know about Canik so far is Canik has been making these affordable, like your average person can afford guns that actually compete with the top dogs.
Yeah.
So if they go to a high-end 2011, unless you keep it around the price point pretty low too, like you always do, I feel like those things start costing too much.
And that's where you got to weigh it. You know, I mean, that's really where it is performance to price.
Okay.
It's like a Ferrari, like we were saying. You know, everybody, man, I wish you could make a Honda that had
500 horsepower,
500 horsepower, leather seats, and this,
and still
We can.
$30,000.
Yeah, exactly, and it's still $30,000. Yeah, well, it makes sense, but the reality is just there's certain thresholds.
Right.
I will say this: there is definitely a lot more in the works at Canik.
Well, since you and I are like you and I, as in like us, Classic and Canik are very good friends. Could Canik reveal anything here, even if it's a little bit, that Canik hasn't revealed anywhere else? Give us that.
Okay. Yeah. So
there we go. I know I put you on the spot, but hey, we're friends here.
So and it's just between us.
Yes, between
us, guys.
Guys, pause the video and then
come back. Yeah. Please jump forward 45 seconds in this. Yes. I will say this. So one of the biggest moves Canik made over the last year and a half was the MC9. Our micro compact. Obviously, everybody you have to have one now to be legitimate as a major manufacturer. You have to have that micro compact, ultra concealed carry gun. They're great. They serve a purpose. But it was that race to get small and to get thin. Everybody had to get there.
Right.
What we've all realized is that's awesome, but those guns are only so controllable, so enjoyable to shoot because it's a tiny gun, right?
Right.
So what you've seen a lot of manufacturers do is they keep that ultra thin, but they've maybe now brought out the grip, increased the slide length, added capacity, those kind of things, added some compensators, porting in barrels, started to make that gun more of a feature set gun than it only focused being really on the size. And we've seen some of the, other big pistol manufacturers do those kind of things. I think it would behoove Canik I think it would behoove Canik to say in the next couple months come out with their own versions of a longer slide, a longer grip, more of a featured set, slim, super concealed carry pistol.
Oh, so
there you go, guys. You heard it.
So you're saying by Q4, beginning of Q4.
I think probably more like
Q3
NRA annual meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not like we're foreshadowing anything here, right? We're just speaking things out into existence. What's that movie or the book called The Secret? And hopefully it should come back, right?
Yeah, exactly. Put it out into the universe, right? Yeah. What is that? Manifesting.
There you go. There you go. Manifesting.
So, Mr. Ruonala, I got a question for you, and I am a greedy guy. Yes. Yeah. What are the possibilities of us somehow shooting perhaps a gun like that right before the NRA show?
I don't know. I want to. Yeah, no, yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'm like, I can feel literally our engineering team like
Sweating.
Yeah, or like poking a voodoo doll with my face, like this tall, goofy voodoo doll. Yeah, it's getting needles in the neck right now. No, but definitely, obviously, Classic has been such a huge partner, and you guys have been always. I think it's so important what you guys do. Not only from you guys are a great platform for people to buy. And that's always been something. I think you guys, your customer service, your price point, the time you ship, and like you said, they're people that are here, from Ben to Ryan, and just them. Nobody sitting at this table. Well,
forget about us.
Maybe just not maybe just
it's all good, bro.
I was just
I'll take it.
I hadn't been mean to you this whole thing, so yeah. But no, all of you guys, like you said, it goes back to that. People want to support people they believe in, and so on top of just the business model, I think what's so important is you guys, people trust you. And that's why people watch this podcast. That's why they watch the silly videos. Why they watch the reviews, is because you guys care. You're actually in this because it's something you are passionate about, and that projects. So we will absolutely support you guys. You guys will be some of the first to get anything we do. I mean, you guys were one of the very first to have the TTI.
Yeah.
You know what that's called? Collabing. Just saying.
In this case,
can we talk about that? So for the viewers out there, Kai over here is now in a relationship.
He's wifed up, man.
He's wifed up. She's beautiful. She seems lovely. I haven't met her, except I was introduced to her via Instagram, and I was like, well. This is new. They basically announced their relationship status to the world by collabing on a post.
How do you announce a relationship otherwise? I mean, we didn't.
Just a picture like, this is my boo. Yeah. Hi, you collabed on a post.
Listen, man.
Yeah, but if I post it by myself. Wait a minute. If I
you can tag her in it. Who collabs?
That is true.
If I post it by myself, even if I tag her, only my people see it. If she posts it on her platform and just tag me, only her people see it.
But that's if you ghost tag someone. If you tag someone and just leave their stuff up.
Yeah, but how do my people see it if we don't collab?
Well, so you create a story, right? I'm not saying we're giving Instagram 101, but you put a story, you put someone's tag in there, it's seen, and other people can go click. And I hear you, man. It's all good.
So if you and I post, I think there's pictures on my Instagram and yours of us. Should we collab on every post?
We're gonna start collabing, bro. We're gonna start.
I don't know if we're at that level.
We are. We're at that level, bro. We're gonna start collabing.
I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to walk you into a minefield.
Yeah. So in the comments, is it weird to collab with your girlfriend as an announcement to the world?
Let me give you guys a little bit more context. Okay? Hold on 1 sec. We met. We went and shot together. So I trained a little bit on just basic handguns handling stuff, right? And then from there, some people took some photos of us. And then when we went
because you're celebrities.
Okay. And we went home.
I love that he owned it. He's like, yeah.
Of course. I mean, come on. No, I mean, seriously, we were looking at it like, this is pretty cool. And then she, posted it. And she actually asked me, like, hey, is this good? I said, yeah, I like it. And then she posted it, tagged me, or collabed me, whatever. And I accepted
Big difference.
Hey. What's understood doesn't need to be said, brother. It's all good.
Wait a minute. You don't just throw this hot potato here
it's
and walk
okay,
away.
But it's just like this. Yeah, I collabed. Sure did.
I did. Oh, we will collab again. I'll collab with you too, bro.
First off, you can't just go around collabing with everybody.
Yeah, I will collab with everybody.
Don't be an Instagram hoe.
At the same time.
Don't be a social media hoe.
Oh.
Guys.
Giving out the Instagram booty.
Speaking of that, Canik USA, definitely check that out.
There'll be a collab soon.
Canik USA. Wait a minute. Canik USA and Classic Firearms Official we have collabed.
Yeah, there has been a collab.
What is going on here?
Yeah, I know.
We have or haven't?
We have.
Yeah.
Classic Firearms Official and Canik USA.
Do we have?
No, is there an official collab? John Hammett, get on it.
Check it out. Oh, is it weird?
No, because you know why? That's a business.
Yeah.
It's a business. Are you telling me? Are you telling me your relationship with your girlfriend is a business?
Well, I will say this: in the U.S., getting married is kind of a business decision.
Are y'all getting married? Are we announcing that on the?
Wow. Okay, my bad. Hold on.
Podcast?
Time out. Whoa, I did not mean to.
Jason, what are you doing?
My
to
bad.
Me?
I didn't mean to do
butterflies
that.
again.
My bad. Okay, first of all, he's dangerous.
He is dangerous.
All right. No, I didn't mean it. Like, I'm just saying, like, America, you know. It's
what do they know? I don't know.
Congratulations.
Okay, like in the States.
Look at him. What did you do to him?
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but okay, Ryan, back me up on this. In the States, okay, when you get into a collaboration, that's what it is.
So
what does that mean?
Is she taking your name or are you taking hers?
Oh my God.
But or like on your Instagrams, will you change it? Like
I want to say this.
Will you do a joint Instagram? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you should take hers, or at least like a.
I will. Mine's gonna be Alan. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've got. Can I speak at the wedding?
What are you gonna say? I don't know if you should speak.
I think Adam and I
shouldn't talk.
Adam and I should sing like a duet or something.
You know what, guys? Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I collabed with the love of my love, and I love her. Yasemin, if you're watching this, I love you, and we're gonna collab again. We're gonna collab again. Don't listen to these guys. They're jealous.
I'm not.
They're jealous.
Did you
jealous? Peanut butter and jealous.
Did you drop? Y'all already say I love you?
Oh, I love her. I love you. Yasemin. With that being said, Canik TTI Combat and
speaking of things you love, Canik TTI Combat.
So
did you drop the L bomb already?
Dude, change. Come on, let's move.
That's beautiful. Okay,
bro, I didn't do anything.
Classic on an Instagram post, by the way.
What?
Oh
yeah,
it's time to collab.
Oh,
we're gonna collab after this podcast. Canik and Classic is gonna collab so hard. You collabed with TTI?
We have done a lot of that. Yes, yeah. But we built a solid relationship over 2 years.
I've built a very solid one with Yasemin.
They're building a gun with the guys.
Yeah.
Who picked the color?
He's building a life with her.
That's
right.
Well, yeah. Again, business
Leave
decision.
my private life alone.
Yeah. So the Canik TTI Combat, it's super exciting. Comes out April 22nd. It's got all kinds of really cool features. It's got the new ported fluted barrel, proprietary comp that is actually not threaded. It locks right onto the gun.
You can take it right off, right?
Yeah.
So easily?
Yeah, with a little clip in off the punch. New superly aggressive slide, ported slide that's really neat, lightweight. New grip texturing, new design frame, that 90-degree break aluminum Canik trigger that everybody loves. +3 TTI base pad. Comes with a brand new competition super adjustable holster, the hard case, all the optics plates. The cool thing about the optics plate is Taran loves that Trijicon SRO footprint.
That's right, yeah.
Awesome. And so we actually just released with this too, and there will be a version available, the MO3, which is a Canik's mechanic optic. It's an MO3, so it's the same footprint and style as the SRO, but actually a little bit bigger window and a 6 MOA dot.
I know Nils used.
He's running it. Yeah,
he's running it, right?
He's got 38,000 rounds on his on that optic, and it's still running flawlessly.
Is that optic available in the United States right now?
It is. It
How do they find it?
Yeah, it's on CanikUSA.com.
Okay.
And it's going to be the optics ready version, or the optic version of the TTI is with the MO3.
Gotcha.
And so that'll be out there real coming up soon. And the cool thing about that optic and this optic plate is that optic sits really high. It's just a big optic.
Because you got an adapter plate, is that why?
So it's got no. And I'm just saying the Trijicon SRO in general sits high on gun.
See.
Taran wanted it lower, so you could actually integrate the iron sights. Yeah. So, thank you. Look at that. But the way it does on the actual, there's a special optics plate just for the Trijicon SRO that actually allows it integrates much lower into the slide. Okay. So then when the optic sits on there, it's really, really neat. And not only that, Taran changed up the actual iron sights as well. So you have a new blacked out rear with a little bit more narrow sight picture, and then a much thinner front sight with fiber optic green with a lot of opening cut on the top. So he wanted that light to hit it to really bring it in, so quick sight acquisition. Just a lot of cool little things done to it. One of the things is, like I said, the grip texturing is insanely aggressive. You grab it and it's noticeable, and it's almost shocking when you first grab it, but then you start shooting it and it makes all the sense in the world.
It stays in your hand. I shot this thing. I did a video. I actually shot this thing against the SFX rival.
Yeah.
Or just like, just a quick YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
And, dude, SFX Rival obviously shoots amazing, right? With that comp, that front sight, dude, that front sight never moved.
Yeah.
It's out there. We posted at CF Clips. Definitely check that out. This thing was on target every time. Can I take a look at it?
Absolutely.
So this comp was, it was a little different. I actually saw that later on.
Yeah.
And by the way, this gun is all clear, guys. It's actually porta-barrel, like you were saying,
Yeah.
and the comp is on top of it.
Yeah.
Because normally what we see is a barrel, and at the end of the barrel, there's a little comp attached to
Right.
it, and the gases escape. But this is like comp and porta-barrel.
It's integrated. Yeah.
Right.
This is something new, right?
27% muzzle rise reduction is the actual standard that we tested. It comes down to it. And what's really interesting is as you shoot this gun, you start to see that the marks on the compensator, it's obviously you can wipe it right off, but it's actually truly doing what it's supposed to do. It gets dirty up there. You know what I mean?
It stays flat.
Yeah.
100%.
But I'm saying you can see, like, after, if you shoot 500 rounds through it, you start to see like the dust and the resin but it's because it's actually doing what it needs to do. So it's a really cool design. We're going to be coming out with some aftermarket stuff to kind of make it even more accessible to a bunch of the different divisions in competition shooting.
Gotcha.
So those are some things that Taran wanted to do. So it's just really exciting. It comes in that really cool hard case.
That case, dude.
That case is awesome. And then it comes with the collectible TTI coin, which is just a cool little thing. It's an homage. Those things, we gave some of those out at SHOT Show. Not a ton, but we gave some out at SHOT Show. I got one. Yeah. Did you see how much they're selling for online right now?
I did not.
Wait, what?
I have 3 of them.
So the coin, with not autographed, is selling for $100 right now. Autographed is selling for $200.
That's crazy. I've got 3 of them. Taran just gave them to me.
Yeah. But they're $200.
But I have them. I have my coin collection, little cabinet, and I have 2 of them.
But they're selling for $100 and $200 online right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I mean, it's a nice looking coin.
But the thing about it is it just goes to show the desire and of Taran stuff.
No, it is true. And speaking of Taran, who came up with the color?
He picked it.
He picked the color, black and gold?
Yeah, he wanted, it's a bronze.
Bronze, sorry.
Yeah, so he wanted the bronze. It kind of stays true to some of the design. Yeah. He told us point blank, I will never do an all black gun.
Good.
Yeah. He said anybody can do an all black gun. He might have a black gun with some major accents, but he said I will never do an all just simply black gun. It's just not how to.
Yeah, he's got those combat masters got like pink or like some different barrel colors and stuff like that.
What's interesting too? You had it taken apart. One of the other things that I think was really cool that we did on this gun is we were talking about Taran does all the hip shooting. Yeah, and what we were seeing is he also runs a really low grain ammo for a lot of that stuff.
You're right.
And he'll run like 90 and sometimes even lower than that. And with that, sometimes especially if you're hip shooting, you see a lot of guns don't want to work with that ammo. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to cycle properly. So we were doing, the recoil spring. We said, a lighter spring possibly. Yeah. He likes it. We said, why don't we just put one in the case? So it actually comes with in the case is a special Taran spring. That
for
is
a low grain?
For a low grain.
Really? I didn't know this.
Yeah, if you look at the bottom of the case, there's a...
John, can we take a look at it?
Yeah, there's an extra, and that's no extra cost, just it comes with that.
It comes with a freaking... Wow. Okay. Yeah, so, well, let's show the case too. Might as well, right?
Yeah, so obviously, the TTI case, and this is a TSA travel approved case, so it locks everything. Obviously all the bells and whistles. But then
that is so cool. I did not know.
Yeah, look, it's right here.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And of course the coin.
So this is this is Taran's recoil spring. And this is metal, by the way, right? Yeah, everything's all metal.
And it's even bronze, the signature. So we've had the blue spring before. We've done some other. Yeah. This one is special just for this. So it's yet another thing.
Okay, dude, this is really cool.
Right?
This is so freaking
attention
cool.
to detail.
Yes. That you can actually get those low grain ammo and shoot a lot softer, you know? This is so cool. Wow. Okay, so TTI Combat, that's coming out sometime very soon, April 22nd.
April 22nd, yeah.
Obviously, Classic is going to we have some in our hands and a bunch of other places. What are you projecting? Like, you guys, this is not a limited edition. You guys are going to continue making them,
Absolutely.
obviously. But how long do people have to wait to get this thing?
So that's a great question. So obviously, like when the Rival S came out, everybody was super excited about it. Great reviews, but it was tough to find, and they're still tough to find. Our goal with this is to have them available in the market April 22nd. We know that first batch, they're shipping now to distributors and dealers across the country, is going to go quick.
Yeah.
Our goal is we have allocated a large portion of our manufacturing capabilities to this gun out the gate. So we are going to be, so our goal is that these will be in stores consistently for the next foreseeable future.
Okay, so that is really good. You guys heard it, man. So if you don't, for some reason, find it right away, just be patient.
Yeah.
They'll be out there. And okay, so you have Rival S.
Yeah.
Like you brought that, I don't know, 8-9 months ago. We were shooting that thing. Fantastic competition option, and at the same time, you guys could use that for home defense and all that too. How's that project going right now?
It's going amazing. So it was obviously that was our first really deep dive into a cast frame, that forward slide. It was something that we had to source out part of the project in terms of the metallurgy for it, and they couldn't keep up with our capacity. So we had to vertically integrate that. We are focused now on manufacturing that same level of quality and consistency at a higher rate. And we've tripled capacity on the Rival S. So that's why people are starting to see them. So the Rival S and the Rival S Dark Side, which is the all black version, are much more available. We're never going to be able to do the volume that we do with our polymer guns, just because that's not what we were set up to do. But they're definitely becoming much more available now. People are really excited to see those.
Yeah, have you shot the Rival S, the metal one?
Is that the one?
Yeah, the all metal. It's right around here somewhere. The silver one.
The one with the threaded barrel, right?
No. That's you're thinking of the Pros.
Oh, okay.
No, the metal version it's the Rival S, so it's an all steel frame gun. It's the exact same design as the Rival, but just with it's 2.67 pounds.
Okay.
So it's actually almost an entire pound heavier than the standard Rival.
So it's all metal, right?
Okay.
We shot it. When we had it, we shot next to a regular SFX Rival. Same exact gun, just polymer versus metal. And dude, it was significantly flatter.
Okay.
When you were shooting that thing, it was significantly.
That weight
flatter.
actually does something. I mean, it's not a joke.
Not a joke, exactly. It was just very, very good. Okay, so you've got the Rival S, obviously. That was one of the newest ones, and then the MC9, and you got the TTI Combat, and
got
something more
Absolutely.
coming out.
Some big stuff coming out. Yeah.
So Canik is out there hammering, and you guys definitely deserve it, and you guys are going to do more and more stuff. What I want to know is Canik planning to do more than pistols?
So obviously, this is something we don't hide. We're on the defense contracting side as well, which I think for me adds legitimacy to what we do, because the level of attention to detail that has to go into that kind of project.
U.S. government?
So right now, the majority of what we do, there's a Rival S.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Rival S, obviously, our steel,
See what I'm saying?
steel frame version. And just so much
It's
noticeably
heavier,
heavy.
yeah.
Exactly. Obviously, a clear gun. This is a fun gun.
Yeah,
And
feel
really-
that, Jason.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into the defense contracting. Hold on. Let's feel that. What do you think? Dude, when you shoot it, you feel the recoil.
Cool thing about the Rival S2 is the additional weight is actually blended from the rear of the trigger guard to the front of the gun, which adds that natural. So it's not just like
Balance.
a bunch of hunk of metal on the pick rail or something like that. It's actually blended through it, like you said, for the balance.
Yeah, because up front, and I learned this later on, that if you have that weight up front, it dips down.
Yeah.
So when you follow through, your follow through shot ends up being lower.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people had to learn.
Yeah.
So
That's it's a gorgeous gun, man. I really do like it.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm not a silver gun guy,
Yeah.
but if I had the Rival S compared to Dark Side, I'm going with silver.
I mean, too. I'm not either, but I like the high polish points.
Yeah.
The polish points on the high points.
It's a gorgeous looking gun.
The high polish points on points. But
Points? Yeah.
It's my first time talking. But versus the unfinished, so it's really nice. But yeah, going back to the defense contractors.
yeah.
So Canik is now the world's leading manufacturer in terms of volume of 50 cal machine guns.
50 mounted machine
Yeah, like
guns?
M2s.
Okay, like Brown M2 back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So we're doing nearly 1,000 a month.
Who's buying them?
Yes. Honestly, so obviously we work with UN and NATO allied countries, but I mean they are one of the largest sources up for like Ukraine. It's really interesting. A funny story about the 50 cal in Ukraine is a couple months back they had they were going into the peace treaty talks, and back and forth with Russia and Ukraine, and Russia sent it, and it's public. It's public knowledge. You can see this printed. They had like 3 conditions they wanted. So, all right, we will go into peace talks if these 3 conditions are met. One of them was they wanted a certain company
to collab with us.
They had collab, yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah, they want a certain country to stop, or a certain company not to be able to sell Ukraine these certain drones anymore. Another one I think was a missile, something like that. And the third was they didn't want Canik M2 50 cal machine guns to be sold to Ukraine anymore because they were too effective. It's officially
Damn.
written. So yeah, so the 50 cal is done. We are opening our U.S. facility in West Palm Beach. We talked about a little bit, and then once we have a U.S. facility, then you can go after U.S. government RFQs. But you have to have a facility in the United States in order.
Of course.
So and understandably,
yeah.
So that'll be a big project for us. We also do 20 and 30 millimeter cannons. We have a facility in England that we make those at. And then
ships, helicopters, planes.
They even have them for like ATVs. It's really cool. It's such a cool thing. And then we have our robotics integration systems too that allow for that to be utilized. 50 cals, 20 and 30 millimeter cannons. We have a thing called the Venom, which is really cool. So it's a anti-drone system that utilizes a 30 cal. A 30 millimeter cannon.
Is that the one you were talking about that you just couldn't bypass that thing?
Yeah, the drone. So it's got a free floating camera system that does all the analytics, tracks whatever the incoming object is, and then swings the gun in front of it. It shoots 5 to 6 rounds. Usually, it's all it does, and each round has like a 30 millimeter is. It's timed to explode at a certain point, has like a 20-foot radius explosion, and they'll shoot 5 or 6 rounds. So it creates this massive radius of...
It's like the Iron Dome system.
Very much so, yeah. And then it blows up and takes down drones. And obviously drone warfare has become such a major thing. Yeah. So making those as well, it's just been such a cool thing. And that has just upped our QC game even more because obviously if you can make these integrated 30 millimeter cannon robotics weapon systems that are protecting, $100+ million pieces of equipment.
Right.
You damn well should be able to make a good pistol.
Oh, 100%. If you're able to do those, then exactly. And those are very exciting. Hopefully, Adam, we're never going to be able to play with those things.
Yeah.
So
it depends on who you know. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I bet you can't make me play with those things.
Exactly. I don't. Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone. We're gonna leave that one alone.
Okay,
that's too much of a tee up.
This is too easy. We haven't even collabed yet. Yeah.
But no, seriously, what I want to get is those are very exciting.
Yeah,
and the fact that you guys are bringing manufacturing to the United States, a huge facility, of course, jobs and everything, but huge facility. You guys are very successful here. That's obviously the next step. You guys are going to produce more guns, but guns that are, of course, military. Small arms, what I'm really getting at. Okay.
Yeah.
Military is going to use, or military could potentially use, have contracts.
That's my passion. I want to see branches of our law enforcement branches of our military rocking a Canik. God, that'd be so cool.
But that's exactly what I'm getting at. So, all right, you're bringing your manufacturing here. That means you can make rifles. I'm talking about it's good old AR platform, something. Okay, is there anything you got? I mean, there's no way Canik is not thinking about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's lots of conversation. But here's this. I'll say this as a gun guy.
Okay.
I think the AR market is saturated right now.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, whatever you do should have some genuine revitalizing something old or innovation of something that's already there, but don't just come out with the same thing.
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Why? Why? I mean, I think there's a lot of companies that do it really well.
Yeah.
You know? And are you creating it just to have it? That's not impressive. Some of the projects that Canik is working on are badass.
Yeah.
There's some really cool stuff. Some of the stuff I want to say, I can't literally.
Gotcha.
But it's, bringing back some iconic platforms at a price point that could be.
So that's where I was going to get at.
More affordable, more attainable is something that's a target of ours.
Like the Stoner 63. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly, like SR-15, right? From Nice Armament, right? I mean, fantastic weapon system, cost $5,000, whatever, right? Ridiculous. Okay, it is.
Yeah.
Right. What I like about Canik is giving me guns like this. All right, this is an incredible competition gun. Shoots very flat, very reliable, robust, durable, at a price point that I just can't get from some other very reputable companies.
Yeah.
So perhaps Canik can come up with, I'm just going to throw a name, right? This is just hypothetical. One of the newest guns like say MCX Rattlers or MCX Spears, right? Great guns. Perhaps Canik innovates something cool like that and gives me at a price point of half that,
Right.
you know? And that's when
all of a sudden it lights it up. Yeah.
lights it up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I think Canik
100%.
is capable of doing that.
And that's the goal. Obviously right now we want to focus on, in terms of production, what we know we're good at and what there's still a huge demand for. We think we're just tipping the iceberg in terms of getting Canik out there. But there's definitely projects that are being cultivated in the lab that are some much bigger outside of what Canik's been traditionally known for. The capabilities are there.
Yeah.
Envelope pushing.
Exactly.
Well, basically, when you get your manufacturing here, which is happening very soon, you're going to focus on some guns. Handguns. You will see that, okay, once you get that well-oiled machine going, everything's good to go. I guarantee other projects are people are going to come to you.
Oh, yeah.
To do stuff. So I think we're going to hear some really, really good things. You guys.
He's manifesting again.
Yeah.
He's putting out
I'm
I
just thinking.
just want that 2011 style Canik, and I know y'all can do it. We have the
They can
technology.
I have a question for you. I'll put something. So every day
Yeah.
on our social media, we'll post something and people say, when's a 10 millimeter or when's a 45? Question, topic. Do you think it's really, because there's a ton of time that goes into investing
Right.
and things like that. If you were us, would you focus on continuing to innovate in the 9 millimeter, or would you really focus that much attention on something like a 10 millimeter or 45?
You want to go first?
I'll go
I
first.
think it's a good topic of
Yes.
conversation.
Is there a 45 caliber market out there? 100%. There's some diehard 45ers out there. 10 millimeter, obviously back in the 80s, from the Bureau days, and kind of went down a little bit. Now it's coming back again.
Right.
There's a market for that too. But if you want to
How
talk,
big? 5%?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. So 10 millimeter market is, in my opinion, much smaller than a 45.
Oh, yeah.
And 9 millimeter just triple, quadruples 45. So if you can, if you're going to keep making the same gun, just like little innovations here and there, maybe perhaps you could introduce that 45 caliber to kind of give variety.
Right.
But if you're going to spend that money and just reinvent something else on a 9 millimeter platform that's like solving problems, or bringing something new, I would spend my money on a 9 millimeter all day long.
Yeah. Agreed. And that's where it is. I have a number of guns, and I have one 10 millimeter. And I think it's a Glock 40. And the long slide. The only time I ever use it, I hunt, and I'll put it on my hip for if I get treed by a hog or something like that.
It's my hiking gun.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a big caliber if I need to knock something down. I don't use it for anything else. I'm not trying to be dumb, and it's a cool gun. It's fun to shoot, but other than that, why?
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with you. What do you think?
Yeah, so with the advancements of 9 mil, I don't think there's any real
where it is.
Yeah,
the advancements of 9 mil.
There's no reason to, even competition shooters like drop shooting 40, like low grain 40. So like
40's dead.
40 truly is dead. 45 still has a way about it because it naturally is subsonic. So like there's an edge there. I get that because especially with now how cans are going. Just picked up RC3 in a matter of less than 30 days.
Did you really?
Yeah. So literally
Crazy
less
how
than
they're-
30
yeah,
days.
they're speeding
So
up.
like it's crazy now. So like you have that aspect of it, but I'm talking about something that's gonna. You grabbed, and I'm not saying that this is not, because this, I've been finger banging this thing all over here, pause, the entire time, and it feels so good. It feels so good, and I love it, and I love the aspect of where it's coming from and what it's doing. Me, a bougie person, snobby, whatever you want to call me, I would carry this.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, what's impressed me about that gun
Yeah.
is really not the gun itself. Like, the gun is incredible,
Yeah.
obviously, for the price point, what the gun offers.
Yeah, it's great for what it offers, honestly, and it feels good in hand. Like when I point this out and present, like I'm finding that sight all the time, and I understand where the man would go, crazy trying to perfect everything that's going on with this, and I love it. I want something that's gonna also take it up that upper echelon, because I will say this: when you think about competition guns, the first thing that runs through people's heads, and unfortunately, it's just because of what they've done with their name, and it's staccato.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I mean,
They've done a great job.
They've done a great job. Like, I don't know what they've done within the last couple of years to like change the whole thing, because when they were STI, nobody really like, oh, it's an STI, cool. It's an open gun. You're going to spend a little bit of money on that. I know for a fact that you guys have the metallurgy, you have the technology, you guys have these amazing triggers.
He's going back to the 2011.
I am.
Son of a
No,
I got something else in my
No,
head
because
for
the
you.
reason why is like, why not? Like, you're already there at the cusp. Like, at this point, we're edging.
I agree.
You guys are already there, and I can see it. Like, you guys are known for your triggers, and this is a striker fire gun. So to feel a trigger that's as crisp, if not crisper, than most 1911 triggers, that to me is profound.
Jason's got a point about the 2011.
Yeah.
I agree. My thinking, and maybe Canik will do that.
Yeah.
I don't know the numbers. I'm not a businessman,
Yeah.
so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I collab with girls online, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
One girl. Well, you better be careful.
Whoa. No, exactly.
That
But
you love.
in all seriousness,
You love.
I'm going to continue taking this very seriously. I love anything tactical.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking competition down.
Yeah.
I've never competed.
I'm a tactical guy too.
Yeah, I just like that. This is my personal opinion. Okay, Canik has obviously like more like duty type weapon. What was that? The
Yeah.
Elite Combat.
Well, I mean the Mete line, the whole Mete line
Mete
is it's carried by the Turkish military.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now I'm going to throw something at you here. Now that gun has been out for how long?
The Mete line came out in the United States about 3 years ago.
Okay. The gun itself, I mean, I think we had one here. It looks like, I'm sorry, I'm not too well versed on it, but it looks just like, the old school Canik platform. Just
Right.
you know what I'm talking about.
Oh no,
right?
it is. It's off the TB9 or the
That's what I
SFX. The TB9 model has just got like some other features that give it a more of that duty pistol.
That's right.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
So I'm going to
That's
get
fair.
to this.
It's like a Mod 2. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Mod
Yeah.
2, older design.
Yeah.
If I was Canik today and you're bringing manufacturing here and you want to be in the duty realm as well, I would design something, a badass freaking tactical handgun.
Yeah.
This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
What does that
From
mean? So tell me, what does that mean?
Okay, it's still a Canik DNA, but it's not the Mete, or it looks even like that.
Okay.
It changed. The looks is different.
Even the aesthetics.
Yes.
Aesthetics, 100%.
So who are you going at? So where does that was that a boxy innovative slide?
Nope.
Like
I'm not
you know
saying.
what
I'm not saying any of that stuff. That's on you. But what I'm saying is like you come up with a tactical, because in the U.S. People love this tactical stuff, and it's
I do.
It needs to
yeah.
look the part, also obviously work the part, right? If I was Canik today, because you have your competition line, you're innovating there a lot.
Yeah.
You're doing really good stuff. You've got your little duty gun, you got home defense type, you got all that stuff. Now you're coming to the U.S., hit that SHOT Show floor with a bang someday, whenever that may be, with this really different looking, but still Canik DNA. You could tell that's a Canik, right? Different looking, fully efficient, innovative. The cut for the dots and sights, it's whatever. Like you know what I'm trying to get here. Come up and say,
completely justified as a service pistol.
service pistol, tactical pistol. Your special ops guys even could use it, right?
Right.
Like that badass.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah.
If you guys do that, in my opinion, a guy who's in tactical, you're gonna how you hit it with a bang with a TTI Combat, right? It's gonna be another one. Holy shit! Canik came up with this freaking badass tactical gun.
Like when an AR company finally comes out with like a patrol version.
That's
Right.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
some badass thing, and people are gonna see. Like it's not only in the United States, folks even in other countries are like, damn. So I think, in my opinion, if Canik goes to that realm and invest in the R&D of a badass duty, I don't want to say duty. I'm just going to say tactical, because if you say tactical, that applies duty and military.
Right.
And because of that, folks like me who are not even in the field anymore would get my hands on one of those. I think Canik would have a big bang with that one.
Yeah, and I think in the comments, I would love to see. So we, like I said, we actually we follow this stuff. We'll watch this. We'll look at the comments. If people have ideas, they're heard. They don't fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
So if people have ideas, obviously, like I said, there's going to be the caliber kings that go out there and say, just do this, do this. But if you were going to see an innovation on Canik, what would it be?
Tactical gun.
Yeah, what would it be?
And as crazy as this sounds, this might be, I'm just oversimplifying. If it can fit into a Safariland holster that's commonly used.
Honestly, Safariland would make a holster for it.
I hear you, but what's commonly used?
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
That would be even more of a, oh, you guys are here. I don't have to buy anything else. I'm just acquiring this new platform.
What would be commonly used? Like you're talking about
like a Glock holster?
Like a 6354 DO, to be exact.
But how would that fit in there? Wouldn't that have to be, like, the gun has to look...
So that would be usually, is a Safariland, do they lock in on the holster? On the trigger guard?
On the trigger guard. Now, here's one thing about... I'm going to give a little tip to people who buy Safariland. There's a lot of Safarilands that are interchangeable with a lot of other guns. Safariland just doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I know. Like I've tried it because we shoot a bunch of different guns. But Jason, I personally would think Canik shouldn't innovate a gun around a holster.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
He's just saying he's just another cool little feature.
Yeah, it's another cool little feature, but also makes it, because first rule of government spending is why buy one when you can buy two twice the price. But if we already have something, and that's so true. But if we already have something in an armory, or we already have acquired something that's just easily integratable,
it makes the integration.
It's a no-brainer to somebody to spend money.
I think that's a great point. So I really think, like, if you make a whole gun, like, I wouldn't design it around a holster, but if it could fit, like, let's say a Glock 1917, which is the most common, or a Smith & Wesson M&P, if it could, Glock would be the most common one, right? If it could lock into that,
and your level 3 holster already,
lock into that one.
I get what you're saying.
You know, I don't know how possible that is.
Yeah, and I don't even know. To be honest with you, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know. Is there trade dress around that kind of thing like that?
No, because there's other companies that also have their stuff locked in. Like it's just the fact. Like let's say
it's just the dimensions.
It's just the dimensions and where it lines up. Like I know for a fact that
that's a cool thought.
That's just how things happen.
Yeah. No, holster is a big deal. Just like airplanes. Like when they do change something in their cockpit or some software, they try their very best where the pilots don't spend too much time in the simulator.
The M-lock strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of, it's just having something that is universally accepted, and then everything can go with it.
Right. It's just like the 5.56 Rattler. Like it wasn't made for anything. The Rattler program itself was made for embassy guns. Right. To use it, it was specifically designed to fit in the glove box of an LR4. So the 5.56 ones were made specifically for those guys with these contracts for these guns to run UTMs.
Really?
And be able to train. So you already have the platform. We don't want to, they're not going to buy a whole new gun, but you can allocate money for, pennies on the dollar. Obviously, what the government buys and spends is totally different news. But hey, you can get these conversion kits and just use this to run UTMs with the already platforms that you already have.
Yeah.
So that's why I was referring to a holster. I'm not saying design the whole thing around a holster, but it makes it seamless almost.
I think that's a very good idea.
That's a cool idea. Yeah, that's a very good idea.
So if you guys do spend the money on the R&D on a full-blown tactical gun, like I'm not knocking Mete line down. It's just like old school a little bit, something new. Dude, it's 2024. People are, look at the companies.
The Mete X. I don't know.
They're just making these guns. They just look really tactical and all that stuff. It's 2024. People are just coming up with newer stuff that looks even different than their old versions.
So as you say that, I wanted to ask you. So SHOT Show was pretty interesting. There's some cool stuff. But wasn't there like 9 companies that came out with a 2011 at SHOT Show?
And I'm not at liberty to say this. Some other companies coming out. A big deal.
Yeah.
In May, we promised.
So here's I absolutely. So my question is that not a crowded market now?
So no, it's getting saturated. But here's the thing: if you are known for a certain ideal or what you do.
So do it your own way.
Do it your own way. So that means you create a lane for yourself. It has nothing to do with what's name. Because I'll use Springfield, right? They had a hell of a time with their first iteration of a double stack 1911. Holy God.
My thinking is just about this whole innovation.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you make a 2011 as Canik, and you can make a really awesome one too,
Yeah.
your price point has to be right before it actually gets demand.
Correct.
Or else there's so many other options. Or
Yeah, if you come out at $2,500,
then you're not. I don't think it's going to sell.
Right. I agree.
Either you have two things: either innovate something so freaking new, charge $2,500, it's going to sell.
because it's the only way you can
It's
get
the
it.
only way you can get it.
Right.
Or you got to get something cool. That's similar.
We're doing everything everybody else is at a discount price.
discount
Be a
price.
disruptor. You're a
Right.
disruptor
Exactly.
at that point, yeah.
Exactly. So your tactical, and I was saying, it'll be something new. You guys are going to ground up design something new that's going to be badass. It's going to look sick. It's going to shoot awesome. It's going to feel great. It's a very defensive gun, safe gun. Like I'm talking about safe as in like competition, not
yeah.
like competition gun. It's something new technologies in it, yet you're still going to offer a Canik price point, and you're going to destroy it. And you're going to put into you're a marketing genius. You're going to put into the hands of a bunch of law enforcement agencies. They're going to start using it. Next thing you
Right.
know, there's some articles. Oh, LA County Sheriff's Department.
That's what,
You see what I'm trying to say?
And I mean, if you look at like SIG, one of the biggest things they did, and obviously there's been some issues, but you know, them putting the 320 in every branch's hand was the best marketing they could possibly have.
I agree. And you know what? It's one of those. It's a gun needs to prove itself too, right? You're going to send it for testing. They're going to test the living crap out of it.
But real life is a whole different animal.
Real life is
Correct.
a whole different animal. So the sooner you do it, the sooner it's going to be in the hands of certain dudes. And obviously, we at Classic here will be very happy to test the living crap out of it. But I think Canik, personal opinion, I wanted to say this to you for a long time. I'm just saying it now in a podcast. I think Canik is due for a new tactical gun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
That's all.
I'll compromise with you. A steel frame.
A tactical 2011. A tactical 2011, yeah. That's on it.
Oh, that's funny.
No, because I mean you're right. I mean, like you guys have this realm. You've already capitalized on competition. I mean, good God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You're destroying. You're doing very well in competition. You could just throw stuff on top of the rival.
And the common man now can own a gun, a piece of history now, right? Like
that was, I tell you, I think that was one of the things that I wanted to touch on that when Taran and I were going back and forth, and he was like, "Well, why should I do this?" And I said, "This cements your legacy."
all right.
Now it is, you could go into a room right now and there might be 20 people. They're like, God, I hope one day I can get a Viper, sand Viper, but they're never gonna be able to afford it. Now you can walk in a room and 20 guys can actually say, I own one of your
Right, that's a legacy thing.
That's a Mossberg kind of statement.
Yeah.
That's a Remington kind of
That's
statement.
a Browning.
You're putting your name on something that is going to be. Our goal is to make more of these in a month. Well, I'll put this. I'll say this. First day of SHOT Show, we sold more of these than Taran does in a year.
And I want to say this. How many times Taran Butler and TTI has been mentioned around the country and the world on podcasts, videos, live streams? His name got pumped like crazy too. Not that people didn't know him, but there are people always that
There's
know
a
him.
lot. Yeah, there's a lot of buzz around this.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like he also got a lot of marketing to his name as well, his brand as well.
And let me tell you though, him and his team are incredibly savvy on that
Yes.
too. They're really good. They, I mean, those guys. Haley does a lot of their social media and stuff like that. They're talented, and like you said, they get it, and the stuff they put out is genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, him, his lovely fiance, I mean, Tatiana, like, they're good at what they do.
They are.
They are.
I love them.
Yeah. So,
Dude, yeah, you guys are going places. Listen, and I want to say this as a Turkish American, right? People, and I've said this too, I keep saying this. People think that I take teams. Bro, any Turkish company out here that does well, that makes me proud.
your Turkish pride.
Exactly. It makes me proud, okay? It doesn't matter who. In fact, I get upset, and I actually openly criticize some Turkish manufacturers because they do not do a good job.
Right.
They actually throw some crap here because and they know who they are, right? And this is not out of hate. This is out of love is what I'm saying.
Step it up.
Yeah, step it up. Or just don't.
Or
cut
don't do it at
corners.
all.
Yeah, don't cut corners. They were talking about shotguns, and we have to address the elephant in the room, right? There's a lot of people in the U.S. like Turkish shotguns. I'm not touching it. yes, there's a lot of Turkish manufacturers out there. They just clone a certain shotgun. They just put it together in the basement because there's so many companies out there. Not everything is Canik or some other companies. And that actually, unfortunately, it results in not so good QC, not so good product. And then it says it's coming from Turkey. Then let's say a company like ABC from Turkey makes a really high-end shotgun. Well, it says Turkish shotgun. People don't want to touch
They
it.
automatically dismiss it.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're not all like that. Like, obviously, Canik proves that, and this makes me proud. When I see everybody's talking about Canik, Turkish pistol, I'm sitting here, I'm like, awesome. This is good. I want Canik to be successful. I want other companies, Turkish companies, to be successful. And I can't stand some, not all, just some Turkish companies out there that just, like, put together a gun just to make a big buck. And
You know, I will say this, though. If I go into a store and I see a Turkish, or not Turkish, a shotgun on the wall for $199, I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to buy a $200 gun that you're just going to go beat. You put it on your boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got it in case of gator. Now, do you need it to fire? That's a big thing. Can you?
needs to go bang
And I'm
every
being
time.
serious. That is the one thing that I will not tolerate. If it doesn't go bang, then what's the point of having it? But you know what? If after 800 rounds your handguard cracks, it's a $200 shotgun. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's your truck gun. It's your burner gun. You know what I mean? Like, but it is what it is. It like, don't go just because it's an M4 clone.
Yeah.
If you're getting it for $200, don't expect it to have the same results as a $2,500 gun.
Yeah.
Because like it is, that's what you're saying. It is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's 6 in one, half dozen in the other. You know.
Yeah, that's a good point because people don't think that too. Like they expect, oh, it needs to work every time, perfectly reliable. Yeah, it needs to go bang every time. But you know what? It's gonna have
And that's what makes Canik special is that we are offering the value with that sort of quality. And that's what I think, you know, like I said, the marketing can be great. Sales guys are strong. We have these good relationships. People can count on us. But ultimately, it's like that engineering and manufacturing team is just lights out.
Yeah.
Lights out. They're amazing.
And you said the factory is in Samsun, Turkey, right?
Samsun, Turkey.
How is that factory?
It's the most. You can go onto our social media and see some videos of like it is the most. I've been to some of the biggest names in our industry. I've been to their factories. Canik blows them out of the water. It is. I mean, just from when you walk in the front. I'll put it this way: like the je ne sais quoi, if you will, the ambiance of you walk in and the mission statement is out of hand done iron, 25 feet in the air, and it talks about quality and and respect and integrity. And there's a 7-foot tall marble Zeus standing there holding a 24 karat gold 50 cal machine gun. It's the first thing you see when you walk in the room.
Damn.
And there's everything is robotic, everything is lights out capabilities. The new facility in West Palm, I just didn't even know this was a thing. So when a machine is running and the machine will sense that a part is starting to go bad. And I'm not an engineer, so this is layman's terms. It will send a message to the parts room, which will, I heard somebody like singing or something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Someone's having a good time over there.
But it will make another machine, will now make the new part. It'll send a signal to the robot, which will then come into the room, take the part out of the machine, drive it across the shop floor, and install it in the other machine. And if
The robot is just going around the
the
factory?
robots go around the factory, and if they need to do something and say that particular engineer is not on that site, he can do like the Google goggles, put it on there, and install it from 8,000 miles away.
remotely.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
That is cool,
The level
man.
of technology there, the level of it's, you've been on a shop floor. A lot of them are dirty and kind of. This is spotless. They are spotless. They are precise, and it goes to a lot of that is the level of standards now for like government contracts.
Yeah.
You have to be at a certain level of professionalism, and that's what everything is held to now.
Yeah, dude, I'm very impressed with Canik, what you guys are doing here and around the world, including Turkey. You guys got, and I got to give a shout out to Ismail. He's got the Canik Academy there. He's
Yeah.
doing some good stuff over there, and what a great guy.
Yes.
He really is. and a badass dude. And Canik Academy, you guys got Canik, which is the accessories like the red dot.
Accessory, optics, clothing line.
right.
That's what I want. I met Murat. Obviously, me and Ryan did. Awesome guy, dude.
Yeah.
Murat, right? Yeah, that was Murat.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome guy. And he was talking about the clothing line. I know Ryan has his jacket.
Yeah.
It's so,
You were at the airport trying to get your clothes.
that's right. I was trying to get my stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, because I could, they didn't deliver it. And
And they don't make shirts small enough for you over there.
yeah, so I had to wait for my luggage because I cannot find a shirt that fits the right way.
Yeah.
We tried. There is no shirt small enough.
We tried.
So we do not understand your medium. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys mechanic? Do you guys have a shirt that would fit me, like big enough?
Yeah, in the women's line.
Damn, that was good. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay,
No, but absolutely. So the mechanic line is obviously a outdoor lifestyle and tactical brand. It currently is available in Europe. It is something that we are setting up the foundation. It's a completely different business model. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's setting up the foundation to bring to the United States. It is a very high quality brand that also is held to the same standard as Canik. So quality,
very good.
affordable,
Yeah.
reliable.
In the it's coming to the U.S.
It is
sometime
coming.
soon, right?
It is coming to the U.S.
Yeah, and so that's Murat is in charge of that one.
Yeah, that's his
and,
baby.
And the Canik Academy is Ismail.
Ismail. So that is like a lot of our other
Genjai too, right?
Genjai and Ismail. Yeah.
Oh yeah, these two, they're former Turkish SEALs. They're badass dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of the major brands around the world, you need to integrate not only the actual weapon systems, but the proper way of using them. And the Canik Academy encompasses everything from, high level, high speed training to basic operations functions. So how to break down the gun, how to operate the gun optimally, and just things like that. So the Canik Academy is available to the average consumer.
Tailor, right? It's tailored to the individual.
But then also we have teams that go, so like for instance now the Philippines carries Caniks. And so they went over there and did like a 2.5 week armors course, basic operations course, training and things like that as well. So, it's integrated to everything from military and law enforcement application all the way down to end user consumer.
That is awesome,
cool.
man. Yeah, you guys are definitely got your wings spread on a bunch of different
We're there.
things.
We're no longer, come a long way since the 2012 conversation at SHOT Show.
All right.
Yeah, that's really good, and I hope to see Canik brand to go even further and further. It looks like that's what's going to happen. Yeah. And lastly, I want to talk about this. You were in D.C. most recently doing something.
Yeah,
what
yesterday.
Were you doing there?
So every year, the NSSF, which is the National Shooting Sports Foundation, they are who puts on SHOT Show. They're one of the larger governing bodies in our industry. They do what they call a congressional fly-in, and a lot of executives from our industry. We had the CEO of Sportsman's Warehouse, the CEO and director of sales for Arms Corps, Smith & Wesson, Daniel Defense, I'm trying to think, Savage Firearms. And it's, it's kind of weird sometimes for other companies to give props to the other companies.
Yeah.
But I think what's really important here is that people realize while we are competitors, we're also a family. And the fight for the Second Amendment is much higher than our desire to, ultimately we're all in this together. So a lot of these guys and much more, I forgot, I'm sure I failed to mention a ton, but it was, I think, 10 teams of 5, so like 50, 60 people come in and have meetings with, appointed meetings with senators and congressmen and women. And we go in, we have about 30-minute meetings where we talk about a number of bills that are on the floor, as well as bills that have already been passed, just making sure that they stay passed. Things like the FFL Act, which is protects FFLs in regards to theft, robbery, and what it is right now there's a huge pandemic even especially of crime happening where local stores are being broken into and guns are stolen. Robbery and larceny. So currently the penalty if you break into a gun store and steal a bunch of guns is up to 10 years with a minimum of 3, I believe. We are asking to raise it with a minimum of 5 up to 20 years. And the reason for that is we want to actually the worst thing for a gun manufacturer, for a gun store, is to have bad guns on the street. That's our nightmare.
Yeah.
That is our nightmare. So we are fighting for that. We are fighting for the FIND Act, which is basically saying we want to make sure that banks and insurance have to do business with gun manufacturers, which is a major thing right now.
Yeah.
And if they don't, if they're a private business, that's their right. But then they can't get government contracts.
Right.
Yeah.
Because so it's okay for you to be discretionary where you do business,
Right.
but then you can still get Uncle Sam our taxpayer money.
Right. If you're publicly traded, you shouldn't shut out to that. And
Exactly.
that's crazy. And I'll say something for instance, PayPal.
Exactly.
Big one. Do you know what kind of openness that would have with just you? It's one of the most trusted pay portals on planet Earth. And they do not do business with, if you even remotely sell anything firearms related.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah.
Done.
Another big one is right now, a lot of the credit card companies are requiring businesses to put a special code. I think it's like MOH or something like that on anything firearms related.
Yep.
So you go into Sportsman's Warehouse and you buy a gun. They're going to put a code on that transaction, so now they can see what you bought.
That's how you
now they
track
can't
them.
right now. They can't see what it actually. They can't see that you bought a Canik TTI Combat, but they can see that you spent $949 on a gun
On a firearm.
on
They can see
a
that.
gun at Sportsman's Warehouse. They've already said this is step 1.
Yeah.
Next, they want to know what's in the cart. They want to know what's in the cart. So now they're going to see that. And then they're going to want to know what your demographic is.
Right.
Who are you? How old are you? What gender are you? What's your race? Where do you live?
Right.
These kind of invasive information. One of Larry Keene, who is the senior vice president of the NSSF, was in my group. And he said something I thought was very profound. He said, I want to know what's in my wallet, the saying, not who's in my wallet. What's in my wallet? I want to have a credit card, but they don't need to be in my information. And it's a scary, slippery slope. We talk about that term so often in our industry. But what it is, the reality is that is not anybody's business but mine.
Well, that's
Because it builds databases.
gun registry right there.
Yeah.
It becomes
An independent database,
Yeah.
which
hey, we're not across the pond here, but
yeah, and
that's-
there's a ton of them. There's ones that are much more broad. There's we are right now. So there's a $200 there's a $200 tax stamp on everything, and on NFA items where that money goes. So right now that money actually goes through the ATF into a general fund, and then that money is allocated for a lot of stuff is actually pretty good for it. It allocates for wildlife parks, national registries for that kind of thing. But what we're saying is, okay, if that money is going to go to parks and stuff like that, let's make it so that it is law that every wildlife, like forestry and wildlife park, has to have a gun range.
That's right.
Use a certain percentage of that money so that it's accessible.
What's funny is, name how many state or federal national parks you can go into with a gun.
I don't know. I mean, none.
Isn't it ironic? You know what I mean?
You can't go to Yellowstone with a gun.
Why? Okay, I'm going to be openly.
Meanwhile,
saying this. I'm not
Yogi
going
the
out
Bear
there
is about
in the
to
middle
gnaw
of
on
the
you.
woods without a gun. I'm sorry.
Right?
I'm not doing
There's
that.
bears.
Yes.
But do you know what kind of federal offense that carries?
Yeah. What kind?
It's hefty.
Really?
It's hefty.
All right, if federal government can tell me, hey, I'm going to protect you from that bear, 100%, then I won't carry.
Yeah.
As a former Fed, I'm telling you this.
But
Now
let's
it
be
happens.
honest, and I gotta bring it up just because it's funny right now, and obviously John just did the picture. Do you really want half of those agents being the one to protect you with a gun? I mean, I gotta talk. I mean, there's some really great cops out
What are
there.
you trying to tell us?
Like,
man?
let's talk. Well, let's talk the Navy picture.
What he said is he
I
might
say
have
what
to
I
shoot.
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
there's a great cop. My brother actually is a federal wildlife agent. And he's in South Carolina. He's DNR, and he is an amazing shot. So there's great, but the level of training on some of these things is, in terms of what is encompassed by the standard training. It is my belief, whether you carry a gun for a living or you carry a gun because you're right, you have to take it upon yourself to train and become the best for you that you can be. So, obviously, in your previous career, the only time you shot was just because you had to go cert. I'm sure you actually took it.
I did. You're right. A lot of people just did it, just that minimum qualification. I went out and spent my own time, and just kept training because.
And some of the best cops I know and best soldiers I know, they take it personally.
Yep. Very.
So I say that not to knock on the proficiency of law enforcement and military, but on the core curriculum that a lot of them have to go through is not proficient enough that if a bear was, I'm going to be sweating a little bit if a bear comes down on me.
Well, that's what Jim Foreman, former SEAL Team 6 operator from Active Crisis, he was literally just telling us on a podcast. He said qualification versus capability.
Ooh.
He said qualification, we don't care about that, right? Okay, that's you qual, but it's are you capable?
Yeah, what's your capability?
What is the saying? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, good old Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. He's about to punch Jake Paul in the face.
God, I hope he just literally knocks his head off.
What's going to happen?
Mike Tyson.
He's going to be 58.
He's going to lose. It's going to be staged. It's staged.
You think, dude? I don't think Mike doesn't need money. He would not stage. He doesn't need money.
All right, call right here.
All right, Jason, you go.
Iron Mike, bro.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but he's 58.
I don't give a.
I think
what?
I think if they were fighting for real, I think Mike Tyson still lays
would
him out.
murder him.
Yeah.
I think Mike.
So who wins?
I'm gonna say Mike, bro, or it's gonna come down to a split decision draw. I do think. So.
I can see the draw.
Yeah.
All right.
I think a lot of people give. Listen, I'm not a fan of Jake Paul or anything like that. I gotta be honest over here.
Can't stand him.
I've seen him spar. Okay, the kid can fight. Kid can punch. No, he can. Jason, have you sparred? Have you boxed before?
No, Kaya.
Okay, he can literally. I'm not a big fan of him. If you have, then you shouldn't be giving that thing because he literally can punch. I gotta give
Kaya,
it to him.
It's like an NBA player, like all the All-Star team going.
He's
to play
the best
like
guy in the rec league.
Right.
He's the best guy in the rec league.
Right? Come on, bro.
Listen, I'm not saying.
Okay.
Listen, the kid can fight. I'm not saying he's an amazing boxer. He can just get out there and beat All-Star.
Right.
I'm not saying that, but he can fight. It's not like he doesn't.
He
know how to
actually
fight.
has some tools now.
He's got
He has
some tools.
skills.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the bet.
I think Mike Tyson will still beat him. If it's a for real, I think Mike's got really good head movement. I think if Mike lands a punch, he's going to
So what's the bet? You and I.
Canik rival.
No. This is going to be something funny.
I've done enough push-ups.
I got it. Like the YouTube video. If Mike Tyson wins, you get 10 seconds of teeing off on me with a boxing glove on, like like the video, like the guy lays it, and I've got to stand against the wall and take it. Boom, boom, boom.
Pause.
If Jake Paul wins,
Then you do the
I
same
get
to
10
me.
seconds to you.
Let's do
We'll
it.
do it on video. It'll be like a behind the warehouse kind
Let's
of thing.
do it.
Oh wow.
Done.
Yeah.
Good deal.
That's
I'm
a
in.
good one.
Or how
That's
about
gonna
this?
suck. My tummy hurts already just talking about it. Yeah.
Wait, how about this? If Mike Tyson wins, we just have a 1 minute spar, you and me.
Okay. God, I'm in on that.
All right, let's
So
do
the other
it.
way I'm punching. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. 1 minute spar. We put the gloves
We're
on.
both gonna be so gassed after that.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that's-
1 minute
1
spot.
minute of actually going at it is a lot.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm in.
All right, 1 minute spar with Adam Ruonala, me and you, 100% going at it. 1 minute. If Mike Tyson, wait a minute, we fight each other. That's That's not a punishment or
Yeah, that's so we'll do that. How about this? Ooh, if it's a draw,
Then you
we
don't
have a
fight.
minute. We have a minute duel. But if
Done.
it's the win,
Then we do the other thing.
yeah, because then you're just punching the other one.
That's
That's
true.
even better.
All right, let's do it.
Well,
Wait,
y'all
what is
heard
it? What's he gonna do?
Y'all heard it here first. You signed yourself up for that. I ain't got nothing for you, Blair. All right. You see the reach on this man?
Yeah.
I'm going. If you said sparring, if this is like UFC shit, I'd be in. But yeah,
I'm also 41. This is gonna suck.
I'm 40.
Even if I win and I'm punching you, I'm gonna pull a muscle, throw in. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Well,
I'm
the
in.
guy's got big reach. Obviously, that's a big advantage, right?
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
advantage. I've got a strategy for that too.
oh,
Getting tight.
okay.
Gotta get in close.
You got to get close before you get there. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna bite you.
Evander
I'm gonna Evander Holyfield.
Dude, I'm telling you, listen, like friendly spar, I'm just always game for. I think it's just fun.
It is.
It is a lot of fun. Like you don't have to kill each other. It's fun to spar. I recommend everybody. But anyways, going back, that doesn't mean I beat the shit out of it. I get my ass kicked all the time, but it's fun. All right. With that being said, Jason,
Yeah.
if Mike Tyson loses,
You can't throw me into the
well, we
bed.
gotta give him something to do.
I'm gonna be the ref. I'll be there. There you go.
You're picking. Are you taking Tyson?
I'm taking Tyson.
If Tyson loses,
We both punch.
No, you're the ref either way.
Nope.
If Tyson loses,
Okay.
you have to wear the referee outfit that Kaya.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
that I pick for you.
Okay.
We
that's fine.
pick.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm man enough
Deal.
to do it. I have
Deal.
worn a kilt before
I've done it.
in 10-degree weather in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I'm just saying. I've done it plenty of times.
Let us know in the comment section who's gonna win, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Might as well throw that
Hey, we're
in there.
talking about it. That's
I know.
crazy. I love it or hate it. We're
Yes,
talking about it.
We are. And with that being said, definitely check out Canik USA, Century Arms,
Yeah.
and obviously me Canik.
Yeah.
Canik Academy. What else?
I mean, www.canicusa.com for more information on the TTI and all their products as well as accessories. Canik USA is our social media platform across the board. Other than that, man, I'm just excited to do more with you guys. I'm excited about kind of some of the stuff we talked about.
Yeah.
Are you guys coming in, Ray?
Yes. We'll be
Awesome.
there.
So we'll hang out there. Maybe do some cool stuff there.
And if you guys follow Adam Ruonala on Instagram, you're
Don't
going
you
to
do
see
it.
nothing but his fancy suits and shoes and food.
I like food.
Yeah, all the time. He's just going to share
And my
that.
feet, the
His
feet thing.
That's what I'm saying.
The feet
Fancy
thing.
shoes
Yeah.
and all that stuff. That's the stuff he shares. If you're into
No
that,
collabs with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a girlfriend.
'cause
That was sad.
that's why. If you
That was
had
hurtful.
one-
God.
If you had,
why did
like,
that sting myself?
if any chicks watching or anybody
Oh,
who
hush.
identifies as a female will be interested, Adam
Adam's
Ruonala.
41. He likes long walks.
Watches.
On the beach.
Long watches.
long watches.
Weird.
Long walks on the beach.
Oh, that is
He
awesome.
loves great, whiskey. Has a case of many leather-bound books.
Yeah. My house smells of rich mahogany. Yeah.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Adam, man, it was really a pleasure having you here, man.
Always a pleasure, brother.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, thanks a lot for giving us all the information about the company Canik, and
Yeah.
I think you guys are going to do even bigger things here, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Till next time.
All right, till next time, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in,
God bless.
and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.